Hello, everyone. My name is Stanley St. Rose, and today we're going to be talking about Regret by Chopin. Now, before I go into summary analysis of this work, please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and/or comment so that the channel can continue to grow. All right, Regret. Very interesting work here by Chopin. Chopin is actually one of my favorite authors. Her writing is just great. She just gives you these pieces that just have so much. You really get into the meat and bones of the matter at hand. You get to the core of it. Okay, so the title of this is Regret, and we have this woman by the name of Mamselle Aurelie. So Mamselle Aurelie here. Um, she's this woman who is, she has her own property, her own farm, she has workers, she has a cook, she has her animals, she has a dog. She's totally independent. Never got married, never had children, doesn't need to get married, doesn't need children. um she's she has her money, she has her property, she has her things, she has her religion and her gun to keep her company. So she's like this woman's woman, doesn't need anybody. She's done everything herself. And it's kind of like, she has no regrets, nothing's going to get to her. She's living her best life. And yeah, at 20, she got a marriage proposal, but she rejected it and she doesn't, that doesn't bother her. And she's 50 now within the work, the short story here. And she still doesn't regret it. It's not until her neighbor comes and the neighbor's like, I have my four kids, I have to go to Texas. My mom is sick, I need to go take care of my mom in Texas. And the neighbor leaves her kids with um, Mamselle here. And Mamselle Aurelie, she's like, okay, I have to take care of these kids. At first, she doesn't know what she's doing. The kids are just making a mess. She feeds them. Then, she falls into the mother ship role without being a mother. She didn't give birth to these kids, but she's feeding them, she's cleaning them, she's providing a safe space for them. She just becomes a mother in the blink of an eye because she's helping out her neighbor. And she gets comfortable with these kids. Their affection, their attention, sleeping next to the baby at night. All these things are just, it's a different part of life that she doesn't understand, or that's brand new to her. And that's one thing with families. It's the playing with the kids, the hugs, the kisses, the games, the laughter, the silliness. That's one of the great things of having children, of having a family. Dating is not just about dating and finding love or romance. Mamselle Aurelie here, she doesn't want romance, she doesn't want a man, she doesn't want affection, attention. But there's more to having a partnership, a romantic partnership, than just romance or sex or things like that. There's also having a family, people to laugh with you, people to sit down and eat with you, people to joke with you, people to conversate with. When you have kids around, you're doing silly things. Kids have a different perspective. As we grow older, we lose our childhood sense of wonder, of curiosity. When you're a kid, you want to know how everything works. You want to taste different foods. You want to go to different places. And when you get to be an adult, especially when you're by the age of 50, you've done it all. You've had all the food in the world. Because, by 50, you've pretty much tried. I'm in my late 20s and I've tried all of the foods that I care of trying. There's always new things out there, but you got a good sample size in your life where you're like, okay, I kind of know what's out there. I have a good idea. I mean, I've not tried every dish out there, but I have a good idea of what's out there. Um, you still want to eat new foods and try new things, but the older you get, the more experiences you have, the more you start to the excitement and wonder of the world starts to kind of like lessen. Kids, everything is exciting because when you think about it, everything is new. And when you're an adult and you have kids around, they can energize you and put some more gas in your tank, because what's kind of cool is that now you kind of get to see them experience these things. You've been through it. Now you get to like stand back and watch them experience and enjoy the world, and maybe you can guide them into what you tried that was good and what was bad. So when you reject family, you reject kids, you reject a romantic partner, there's such a huge part of life that money and property, it's also a part of life, but when you take those parts and you reject the other parts, the parts that especially have to do with family and love and things like that, you miss a big piece of it. And I'm going into the analysis and to the deep understanding of this work here, but yeah, there's just so much to uncover. But in terms of summary, in terms of of summary, um, you know, she pretty much, Mamselle, Orally here, she pretty much takes care of the kids the entire time her neighbor's away, and then when the neighbor comes back, she just takes her kids and goes home. And um, Mamselle Orally here, she's like crying, and she misses the kids, and her dog is licking her hand, and she doesn't even recognize this because she's just so it's so touching. And she there's this loneliness that kicks in. I mean, first you were independent and you're by yourself and you're just doing the world on your own, and then these kids come in, you get used to them, and you like their hugs, their kisses, their warmth, and suddenly your house, your property is now a home, and you get used to it. You get used to their laughter and their enjoyment. I mean, when you're in a house and it's filled with people and you can hear them talking and laughing, even if you're not directly involved with the laughing and talking, it just feels nice to be in a place when there's other people around. You feel their energy, you feel their presence, and it feels warm and cozy. Um, because when you're in an empty house alone by yourself, it just feels so dead and so cold and so isolated. I don't know. It's just this thing with being around other people, with kids especially. There's like a joy, a sense of wonder, a sense of excitement, a sense of exploration in the air that just it's just nice to be around. And maybe, I mean, there's different ways of interpreting this, but there's a part of life that you can't explain in words. It's feelings, it's emotions, it's being around other people, it's the warmth of other people. Like, for instance, when somebody hugs you, I mean, we can go through the scientific reason why hugs feel great, but it's just nice sometimes to know that someone cares about you. Or it's nice sometimes to know that you're not alone in the world and there's other people around that you can laugh with, that you can, I don't know, just hang out with, or just acknowledge that your existence is real. I mean, humans, we are social beings, and when we have social interactions, for some reason, we feel good when we have social interactions with other people. We feel good when we have friends and significant relationships with other people, whether it be romantic or not. Because humans, we're very complex, and we're created to have friendships, to have family relationships, to have a romantic significant other, to have acquaintances, neighbors, the comrades. It's just we are networks. We like to have different connections that have different meanings, and it makes life worth living, because a lot of people live for their significant other, a lot of people live for their kids, a lot of people die for their families. So family, children, significant others, loved ones, the number one thing that humans have lived for centuries. That's why we have so many movies and love songs and poems and books and things written to dedicate the people that we love and the people that we care about. So living a life that's isolated and where there's no kids, no significant other, nobody, no friends, no nothing, it is regrettable. I mean, some people might look at this work and they say, like, oh, she's just regretting that she didn't have kids. It's not that simple. Or she's just regretting that she didn't get married. It's not that simple. I think what's more at the core of this here, the meat and potatoes here, is that she doesn't have any significant connections with anybody. Okay, if you don't want to get married, fine. If you don't have kids, fine. But there has to be something or someone, some type of friendship, some type of human connection, maybe a best friend. I mean, it's great that she has a dog, but it, it can't just be your dog, you know. That this is why there's regret at the end of this work. So yes, we can say it's romantic partner. Yes, we can say it's the kids leaving. Yes, we can say that. But more significant, it's that lack of human connection, that lack of significance, that lack of meaning when it comes to social societal connections, that in terms of deeper meaning here, that really impact her. Again, I can go on and on what this is really getting at, because Kate Chopin, I'm telling you, Kate Chopin knows how to write, and she really gets at certain writings that really tugs at the human soul. Because humans, that's what we are. We group ourselves into groups. We're sheep, you know. We group ourselves into cities, countries, villages. You know, I'll name them all. You know, that's how we survive. We want connections, human connections, family connections, friendships, relationships. It's part of the human condition, and living without it, isolating yourself, it just brings about loneliness and sadness and depression. So regret here, it's just, it's wonderful. I mean, it's one of my favorite short stories I can say, because it just really carves a piece of the human existence, a piece of the human condition, really bare bones, put in front for us to see. And this woman here, she's going through something that's deep, that has many layers to it, and yeah, I mean, I don't want to go on forever, but that's what I had to say about this work. Please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and or comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.